Being successful is like being a homecoming queen. All the ugly bitches hate you.
Yo, it's worldwide. I haven't uploaded a video in a couple years, couple months or so. Well, I have, but I've just been deleting them, doing new things, deleting them. Uh, I've been wanting to do a podcast since 2017 about basketball, and I've always said, I'm gonna do it next year. I'm gonna do it next year, and it's like 6 years later. And I feel like this is, the better time as any. We got, as y'all know, I'm a Spurs fan. We just got the number one pick in the lottery. Obviously going to be Victor Wembanyama. You never know. You could be listening to this in the future and being like, yo, y'all did not get him. But anyways, we're doing a podcast. Just going to come here once a week, talk about what I've seen in the league, what's going on. If you don't know me, I made content on Instagram. And for a while, had a little core audience there. But after a while, posting the same stuff, me from there, I just get a little tired of it. Kind of want to do something new, something I want to do in the future, so I'm going to just start doing this. But, if you don't know me, from Texas, you know what's going on, Spurs fan. Yeah, man, Victor Wembanyama. We got, I think it's between the Spurs, Spurs, Hornets, and Trailblazers. Trailblazers jumped all the way up. As soon as I saw that they jumped, bro, I was like, bro, we have like way higher chance of getting this now because between us who had like the 15 and I guess after they jumped we got like 30% at that point, and then Charlotte was there but they also had a lower one, so it was perfect. Rockets and Pistons jumped down, it's tough. As soon as I saw them drop down, I'm pretty excited. But yeah, man, I'm liking this lineup. We got Trey Jones, Devin Vassell, Keldon, Jeremy, and Victor. I don't see no flaws in that. Like, that's our core right there. Like, when you think of cores and like in the NBA, we got like the Kings. They can make a run. I think we can make a run, bro. I'm not just talking out of excitement, but I think we could really push for playing spot, 6 or 7 seed. I'm not looking, we're not crushing the league or anything. Hey, if he comes out MVP, rookie of the year, defensive player of the year, I can see that happening, but I got a 6-7 seed as our ceiling. Yeah, man, really excited for this upcoming season, even though we're still in the playoffs. Lakers and Nuggets game 1 just happened a couple days ago. I saw Celtics and Heat yesterday. We're going to talk about that. I guess we can go through like a little mock draft of the NBA lottery that we saw. So, obviously, Victor, number 1 pick. I will riot if we don't get him, bro. Spurs be trying to do some slick stuff, like try to do the opposite of what people think they're doing, but I think they're gonna go with the obvious, bro. The new dynasty from David Robinson, Tim Duncan to Victor, it really makes sense. We had to part ways with DeJounte. I was really like, man, we're directionless, but no, it really worked out. I mean, gotta hand it to them. When Kawhi left too, I was like, man, what are we gonna do? He's like the guy. But we really got our new guy. Seems like it, man. The second pick, we have Charlotte. I think they should not go for fit and just draft Scoot. He's the best available player after Victor. So, maybe run him at the 1. People were liking him at the 2. I want him at the 1 just so he can run through the lanes. I like LaMelo as like a spot-up shooter, maybe like a Devin Booker type of play style. He's obviously a great point guard, but I feel like if I had to choose between them two, the two of them, Scoot and LaMelo, to play the two, it'd be LaMelo. I mean, he's taller, a little more shifty. You can let him ISO, have Scoot like rim run. I think they'll work out fine. They can switch it, whatever they got. So yeah, I'd say they choose Scoot, the Hornets, at number 2. Number 3, Portland. I heard they're looking to shop it though, so we shouldn't even get into that, right? Obviously Brandon Miller would be the choice at 3. Looking at their roster right now, I mean, they could trade for what's his face, Pascal Siakam. That's who I saw that they wanted to trade it for. They'd probably have to package maybe a couple picks in the future. Throw in Jeremy Grant. I mean, Jeremy Grant's been on the outs with them for a while. I think the pick and Jeremy Grant should be just enough. But if I'm Portland, bro, I'm taking either one of the Thompson twins or Brandon Miller. I mean, Dame, that roster is not going to win with Dame. I mean, I would love for it to happen, bro, but it's about time they part ways. They missed out on so many lotteries, like just trying to stay competitive, and then they end up like at the 12th seed where they can't do anything with it, you know? But, you know, if they really got to trade for it, they got to do what they got to do. It's Portland number 3. Rockets, depending who goes 3, man. I mean, Brandon Miller, he'd probably be perfect for them. I mean, 6'9", he can knock down shots. I think they're gonna look to shop Jalen Green, so you know they can get some surrounding pieces with Brandon Miller. You know, there's that whole off the court stuff, but we're not gonna get into that, bro. I think he'll be fine. I read over some of the documents, you know. I think he's fine, bro. But Rockets best player available and you know best fit basically. They would get Brandon Miller at 4. The Pistons, then they really got. I would say they got hold, but you know they had the number 1 pick in 2021. I think they'll be just fine, bro. They could get Cam Whitmore from Villanova. You know, just best available. He's 6'6", 230. Rim running. I mean, they could get some really good plays. You know, highlights like the old Lob City days. You got Cade throwing him up. You still got Jaden Ivey. I don't think they're going to look to shop anyone. I mean, they're just going to run it back. Probably get good back in the lottery. They're kind of directionless, I would say, but they got a lot of good young pieces. I mean, they'll be fine. Magic, Pacers, who else? We got Wizards. Mavericks got the 10th pick. I'm looking at this mock draft right here. It says they could get Anthony Black, who would be, I think he's more NBA like ready than a lot of people in here, just because of his like size. But if I'm the Mavericks, I don't know if I trade. I wouldn't trade it, just because you're not certain about Luka's future there. Even though you know he says he's a for lifer, but you never know nowadays. And I would just stack my young guys as much as I can. You know, not trade anybody. Keontae George, they got him going to the Thunder on this mock draft. He's out of Texas too. He's a great guy. I've seen him play before. He's pretty shifty. Him on the Thunder, that's just so. They got so many pieces, so many picks in. That would be a great addition. I could see them 7 seed with Chet coming back next year, 6 seed maybe. But yeah, man, NBA off season's looking good for my team especially. Any moves that we can make? I think Trey Jones' deal is expiring. Maybe we can extend him. I feel like a team might throw him some money. We're gonna have to match that, which we definitely should. I just hope the price doesn't get too high, man. He's great and all. Like I would love to have him, bro. But once we get to like the 23 mil, it's like, oh man, do we really got to do all this? Like, hopefully, you know, he just flies under the radar, gets to keep him for the low for another year. But yeah, man, Lakers and Nuggets, game 1. Let's get into that. Nuggets dominated for 3 quarters, a little bit of the 4th, and you know Darvin Ham made the lineup change. He had Rui guarding Jokic, and Jokic wasn't really looking to post him. I'm not quite sure what happened there. He was getting a lot more passive, you know, led to a couple turnovers, and the turnovers he was like committing, they were kind of like going his way in the first. So it was kind of just like a cooling down thing. I think the Nuggets will be fine. I got them in 5 games, bro. I mean, I'm not one to overreact over game 1s, but it's just a skill gap that just can't be like overruled here. I mean, this team is just better, man. I mean, from the role players to the starters to, I would say coaching, but you know, Darvin Ham kind of picked it up at the end. But D'Lo, he's just out of his element. If they move him to the bench, he's just gonna pout about it and then just shoot bad anyway. Austin Reeves, he's cool. He's been kind of off since last series, but he's a good addition for them. It's just like I don't see the Lakers winning 4 games. Like I'm just looking at this at the most simplest way. I don't see the Lakers beating the Nuggets 4 times. I just can't see that happening. But you know, we got Game 2 tonight. It's currently Thursday, May 18th. I guess we shall see, man, but I really don't see any way these Lakers beat them. Anthony Davis had his best game last game, and LeBron, he played all right. You know, he'll get his and ones, and it's like a lot of rebounds, but I don't see this Lakers team being the Nuggets, man. They've been pulling it off, though. I'll give it to them. Them and the Heat are those teams where it's like you count them out, and then all of a sudden this team just collapse against them for no reason. But yeah, man, Nuggets in 5 is my official prediction for it. Celtics and Heat. I tried watching the end of the game yesterday. YouTube TV seemed to have like a whole meltdown. First thing I did when it started buffering, I'm like, okay, I refreshed this like 3 times. There is no way this is my fault at this point. Let me check on Twitter. You know, it's trending. YouTube TV's down. YouTube TV's down. Like, wow. I had to hit up Stream East, like the old days, or like how some of y'all might watch. I don't blame y'all. I'd be watching Stream East, you know, all the boxing matches and UFC stuff. But yeah, man, Heat take game 1. I kind of say that with like disappointed tone, just because this Celtics team, and they could be so much better, bro. Then Jason Tatum, Jalen, they just disappear out of nowhere. I don't get it, man. This team is like, it was one of my favorite teams last year, and I was so mad when like the Warriors lost to them. I mean, when the Warriors beat them, because, you know, I still got a little animosity towards the Warriors. You know, they signed Kevin Durant, beat up the Cavs for all them years, kind of took the Spurs out a couple years. It's like, man, that Celtics team was built to win last year. And, you know, they come back with pretty much the same roster. You know, Malcolm Brogdon, a couple other pieces added, and they just can't close out games, man. You go from 50-point game with Jason Tatum to him just not even attempting a shot like in the fourth quarter. I think this last game. My original take was the Celtics in 7, man, but I think I'm still gonna stick with that. It's just like, man, y'all could have finished this at 5. Are you serious? This is like one of the most weirdest NBA seasons ever. We have an 8 seed and a 7 seed in the conference finals. I mean, it just goes to show you the regular season really doesn't matter anymore, which is not a good thing. I think the league should probably do something about it, because it's really weird to see these good teams just go down. I mean, I guess it's just a testament to the talent, man. There's not like really one bad team in the playoffs where just get swept, except for the Nets. But I mean, that's not their fault. They're young, you know. They didn't even win the games to get them there in the first place. But yeah, man, I got Celtics in 7, Nuggets in 5. I could definitely see that Nuggets series just going to 6. So, you know, Lakers somehow always just pull away, you know. But Celtics and Nuggets finals, I feel like any combination of these teams in the finals would be a banger anyway. No complaints out of me. Not really rooting for anybody. You know, Jimmy Butler, you want to see him win. I mean, but then again, Celtics have a good team. You know, lost last year. I wouldn't mind seeing them either. Lakers, come on, LeBron 5th ring. You got to see that. Nuggets, Jokic in the finals. I mean, come on. So I think any combination's cool. I'm seeing Nuggets and Celtics as a look at the numbers and watch the games kind of guy. But you know, I could see people out there and Lakers Heat rematch. And I could definitely see that happening. These teams are pretty scrappy when it comes to it. They'll win a couple games, which we just saw the Heat won yesterday. Well, try watching it. The last 3 minutes got interrupted, by YouTube TV. Celtics. I was watching the game, kind of writing down some things I've seen between the Celtics and Heat. Celtics, they were playing bad 1-on-1. Papas, I mean, he was just scoring easily, hitting these turnaround jumpers, which he wasn't able to do until this Knicks series. He was kind of starting to get a rhythm together. And, you know, he was eating tonight against Al Horford. Al Horford, he's a little slow compared to him, like, definitely. And anybody else would just be too small except for, like, Robert Williams. But, speaking of Robert Williams, he was going crazy, man. These putback dunks, offensive rebounds. He was going pretty crazy, but it wasn't enough to beat the Heat, man. They're going to need their stars to lock in, or Jaylen Brown's out, apparently. I don't think he likes it that much there. I mean, I could see like a team like the Pelicans just trading for Jaylen Brown in the offseason. just as a win now mode, just because they've been in the process for a couple years. Zion, there's no telling when he's going to be on the court or not. I feel like they might just pull a move like that, but all depends what happens this season with the Celtics. But, that's really all I had. I didn't want to make an hour episode first podcast. Like I said, man, just trying to do this every week, get my thoughts out. I really, I was always like discouraged from making videos just because, let's see it get like 2 views and be like, man, I'm deleting this. But I'm gonna just upload these. They get 2 views, 200 views, 20 views. I don't care. I'm just gonna upload them. Try to market them somewhere else. Twitter, TikTok, and all that. See what happens. At this point, it's just for fun. Doing what we do out here. Yeah, man. I'm gonna try to get these out every week. Next time I'm gonna upload some videos as well alongside the podcast every week. Some like little 6 or 7 minute clips. Go over some Bleacher Report articles. Maybe NBA quiz. I'm pretty sure during the off season it might get a little slow with news. So we'll get through that. But yeah, man. First, I really don't even have a name for this podcast yet. I don't think so. I'm just gonna upload it. If it has a title, then that's the name of the podcast. You could be listening on episode like 100 and coming back to the first episode like, man, you sound crazy. This is what you're gonna do. Like, this is how you started it. But hey, man, I'm gonna try to do this. If you're listening, appreciate you. You're a part of the journey, man. Episode 1. I will catch y'all next week. I don't have a set day when I'm gonna upload these. Soon we're gonna have a consistent schedule. But for now, appreciate you for listening. Peace.